Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, UK property journalist, and I'm with Darren and Andrew from Professional Property and AKS Residential. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Afternoon, Chris.
I brought you here today just before the Derby buy-to-let property evening because you guys have come together. So how did that happen? Darren, you start. What happened?
We were doing sales. We're primarily a letting agent and have been for over 20 years. We were doing sales pretty much forced upon us, really, with landlords wanting to sell when the tax reforms came in.
What's the name of your firm? Of your firm?
It's Professional Properties.
Okay, because you're a pretty big player in Derby, aren't you?
Yeah, 1999 we started out, and we're still here in 2018.
Good stuff. So when did you decide to go into selling houses then?
As I say, it was more of a decision that was sort of put on us. The tax reforms came in, stamp duty changed, and we had a lot of landlords deciding to sell. Obviously, if we didn't provide a sales service, then we'd have lost the business completely. It's not something we've gone out to try and compete with the estate agents. It was drip feeding, but it was taking a lot of resource.
So would it be fair to say that being a good letting agent probably means that you're not the skills for a good letting agent are not necessarily the skills of a good estate agent?
I think part of the skills are the initial contact with potential buyers and potential tenants, but I think once it gets down to the sort of nitty-gritty in terms of the administration side of it, I think it's completely different.
Okay, so what made you approach Andrew? I mean, let's introduce Andrew here now. So Andrew, tell us a bit about your estate agency journey.
Yeah, so I've been an estate agent for 15 years. Used to be in London, had a business in London which I sold in 2014. Relocated to Derby, which is where my wife's from. Was a director.
Have they been treating you okay up here?
They have actually. It's a friendly place, certainly compared to London. Everywhere would be friendly, really, wouldn't it? So yeah, it's moved up 2016. 2014. Was a director at a big Derby firm for a couple of years. And then set my own business up again 2 years ago.
Good stuff. So the name of that firm was?
AKS.
Okay, so you started your firm for 2 years. Then who rang who?
I contacted Andrew. We could have done the traditional thing. We could have employed an estate agent.
Yeah, you could have got some young whippersnapper in from one of the corporates.
We were selling probably 2 or 3 houses a month. So by the time I've employed some whippersnapper from the corporates, company car, etc., it wasn't worth it. What we decided we wanted to do was get back to 100% focus on lettings, but still keeping or providing a sales service in-house.
Okay, because if you pass it on to somebody else and you haven't got ownership of that, then it kind of gets difficult. Are they going to look after my landlords and people who are going to sell? So, is it a merger that you guys have done, or what's happened here then?
Well, basically, I contacted Andrew, said, "Are you up for a chat?" There was nothing more than that, because it was difficult to get over the probably 20 or 30 scenarios that the way we could have done it. How it panned out is AKS had got about 35 managed properties. We got about 30 houses, properties that were up for sale at the time. So we did the numbers, and it worked out that we didn't pay any money to each other. Basically, we've taken on the portfolio of managed properties. We passed all our available sales properties over to Andrew, and we're carrying on from there.
So would it be fair to say, Andrew, your heart is an estate agency heart, and you're obviously a letting agent by heart? Is that a fair comment to make?
Massively, yeah. We did lettings, but it was a very small part of what we did, and certainly wasn't the part that we enjoyed. So
I mean, what's the bit about estate agency that you like?
I think you can add more value. Well, I would say this, but I think you can add more value because, ultimately, you can get thousands of pounds more for someone when they're selling a property than what they might otherwise have got. So that's kind of what's always attracted me to it.
I mean, what makes you different as an estate agent?
I think quite a lot, really. I mean, certainly just coming up from a different area, you naturally have a different mentality. So for me, the culture that we have is very proactive, very driven. We don't just kind of wait for the inquiries to come in. We'll actively hit on the phones and make it that.
And what does that mean to the homeowners of Derby?
Yeah, I mean, what it means is more interest in their property initially, but then what we do is use that interest to drive the price higher. So for me, too many people are interested in just a good deal, and as long as the deal's agreed, move on to the next one. I think a lot of what we do is focused around working that bit harder, but it means the end result's better. and therefore we win business through recommendation.
And what does having Darren as a business partner bring to you, and also the wider Derby people?
Yeah, I mean, to me personally, it brings an awful lot, because it's a company and a brand that I've long respected. As long as they've been established and as many customers as they've got, so for us to then work in association with each other is fantastic for my business. But I think the big thing is when we met, our values are very much the same in the way that we operate and sort of putting the customer at the heart of things, which I know sounds very cliche, but is genuinely sort of what we do. So it's kind of gone seamlessly.
So what is it going to mean to professional property landlords and their customers, this synergy, this partnership?
As I say, that maybe the traditional way of doing it was to get a lead, pass it on to another estate agent. Andrew's actually moved into our offices, so we're actually in the same building, so we're actually providing both services with a complete focus on each individual service by the two people who want to concentrate on their own side.
So you've got a pro who's doing good at lettings, you've got a pro who's doing good at estate agency. The benefits is that you can look after landlords, you can look after owners and get the best prices, look after the homes as if it was your own.
Absolutely, because I think with most businesses, they'll do sales and lettings, but they'll clearly be better at one than the other, and the other's very much an afterthought. The big advantage of what we've done is, you say, you've got people that just specialise in what they do, what they most enjoy, what they're best at, and then the end result to the customer's a lot better.
And it's all under one roof.
Yeah,
it is under one roof, and I think small businesses can sometimes be stressful, lonely place. I mean, fortunately, I've got my wife to talk to, and so's Andrew.
She's the real power behind the phone.
Absolutely. But it's a support thing when we can perhaps meet up on a Friday. How's it going? What's happening? What's gone well this week? And we can have a chat about two different sides of the business, but both with one common goal.
Good stuff. So what's the future then for the pair of you together? What is the future?
I think it's very bright. I mean, I think, for me, I've never been interested in necessarily being the biggest in the area. I'd rather be the best. But it certainly gives us the opportunity to help more people. And I think there's a lot of sort of joint collaborative marketing we can do moving forward that will, really kind of get the message out there.
Darren, is there anything you want to finish on?
We hope it sort of gets to the imagination of the Derby people. It's something that I'm not aware it's been done like this before. Usually if it's a merger or an acquisition, you stick to one brand name and go forward like that. I still think doing that, as Andrew quite rightly said, you don't get the view that you're an expert on both sides of the business. We've decided to keep the names as they are, yes, to show that the expertise is still there for each different.
It sounds like you're doing the best of both worlds. You're bringing a lot of the background stuff in, together, but the outside stories and the outside branding is separate. You're getting the best of both worlds, chaps.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, time will tell. We're both really excited about the next few years.
Well, I've known the pair. Well, I've known you for 5-6 years, and I've known you for 4 years. I mean, if anyone's going to do it, you guys are going to do it. So I'm going to wish you really well.
Brilliant.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, that one.
Appreciate
Good
that.
stuff. So,
thank you.
Thanks very much, and thank you.